Hey Facebook world, Rich Schwartzman here. I never quite know with lives when I'm actually live or not, but I'm not going to do the usual nonsense of sitting here and waiting for people to come on. One of the I guess, internal commitments I've made recently was to just be a bit more visible in terms of what I do and also how I can help people. And It'd be great if someone could type in and let me know that you can actually hear what I'm saying. Hopefully you can. If not, I'll have to do it all again. So that'd be great. One of the things, obviously, I'm a coach. Didn't used to be a coach. Used to be a banker for many years, investment banker for many years. Did various things since then. One of the things I found hard as a coach was for me it became much more personal. It was me providing the service, and you know what, I wanted to be successful at it. In my case, it was creating a six-figure business. It doesn't have to be the case for you. I wanted to make it work. I wanted to earn enough money from being a coach, a speaker, a consultant in some cases, and to do that in a way that was congruent with who I was as a person. So I didn't want to do all this sort of bullshit marketing approach. I didn't want to compromise fundamentally who I was as a person to to be successful. Otherwise, you might as well go back and do another job, right? Even though I'm probably not mentally very suited to being employed by someone else. So I didn't have a lot of reference points when I was coming through, and I'm talking about coaching, but equally consultancy or any other service provision. Really, it's probably not as relevant what I'm going to say if you're in the kind of manufacturing slash product space. Hey, Tocco, hiya, great stuff. Thank you, Tocco, appreciate that. Um, So I'm going to be brutally honest, right? I've had a very successful career. I was like a millionaire when I was 31. I'm not saying that to brag, but you just kind of got the standards that I play at and the kind of the space that I like to occupy is like I like to be successful, I like for things to work. And when I went full time in coaching, which was around about 2014, I've been doing it for about 8 years prior to that. I didn't actually have a lot of reference points in terms of how I could make it work and how I could do it in a way that was congruent with how I was as a person. And for those of you listening to it, look, if you're someone that's in the more transactional space and you like the current way that people do marketing, you probably should stop listening to this video right now. If you're a coach, a speaker, consultant, whatever, and you're really good at what you do, and you find that traditional marketing space really turns you off, that it makes you feel almost physically sick because you think people are incongruent, spammy, pushy, salesy, then you might want to listen to this video because I felt very strongly that I was really good as a coach. I wanted to make it work and I didn't want to compromise who I was. I'm going to give credit to someone at this point, or two people actually, for a book they wrote, which was actually, I'm going to give credit to three people, funnily enough. I'm going to give credit to Rich Litvin and Steve Chandler for writing a book called The Prosperous Coach. And The Prosperous Coach is a book that helps coaches to create a business from a place of service. Over the years, what I've done is I've added detail and implementation to how that works. Let me just tip this forward a little bit because I'm a little bit off. So I've like, how do you practically do that book? But actually, in terms of principles and fundamentals, The Prosperous Coach by Litvin and Chandler is a superb book. It's brilliant. And I also need to give credit to a coach that I had way back then, 2014, a gentleman by the name of David Taylor, who put me onto that book and also who really encouraged me to develop who I was. And I'm still very close friends with David to this point, and love him dearly. And you know, it's very important for me to credit him with me being who I am. Anyway, let me give you 5 things that I think if you focus on them well, you will be successful in the service space. And I'm also going to give you two extra ones that could be useful as well. So the first one is, I call it name your dog, call your dog. It's somewhat from the Robbins environment I used to be part of. But basically it is you calling out the best version of you. For you to enjoy the work you do, for you to have a massive impact on the people that you work with in the service space as a coach or whatever, and for you to feel energized and excited about what you're doing, and also for you to stand out from others, you've got to be you. No one does you better than you. But do you know what? Because of life conditions and kind of the society we're in, that being you can get diminished. Like, all my work these days is helping people to be more themselves and to express that. I call it name your dog, call your dog, which is understand what the best version of you looks like. All of you have that reference. You've been times when you've been awesome and amazing, and you need to call that person out more. You need to have habits and rituals that pull that person out more towards who you are. Hi, Kerry. Hi, lovely to see you on here. People need to see more of who you are. You need to see more of who you are. That's the magic. That's the magic. That's the special sauce. That's the fairy dust, right? There are enough people out there that need to work with the best version of you, and the way that you do it and the flavour that you have it is exactly right for them. Trust me, there are enough people out there. So name your dog, call your dog. That's number one. You just need to spend a lot of time in that space, in the being space, you being you. Linked very strongly to that is an energy space. So what is it that gives you energy, that connects you back to energy? What are the habits? For me, it's walking, it's getting out in nature, it's actually doing client calls, it's doing videos like this, it's serving the one limited commodity that you personally have is your energy, and also the energy that you transmit out into the universe, the energy with which you interact with people. So you need to look at what habits energize you. For me, like quality people, quality projects energizes me. Money, actually, for some of you, even though it might be a struggle right now, money actually is a resource that you can leverage very highly. Time, to a certain extent, you can get a team around you and leverage that. Energy is a very interesting one. If you don't have energy, it'll impact. You can do the best strategy in the world, but if you have, hi Laura, thanks very much. If you don't have great energy, it doesn't matter what strategy you do, the strategy won't work. So you really got to think, well, okay, what is it that energizes me? And actually, sometimes being around a community or a small group, or even having a coach or a mentor, unashamedable plug, really, is a really great way of connecting with your energy. So that's number two. So number one is name your dog, call your dog, best version of you. Number two is energy. Very closely related to energy, a cousin almost, is peer group. So if you have a great peer group around you, it makes everything much easier. If you have a great peer group around you, they will know people probably that want to work with you. If you have a great peer group around you, they will inspire you to be more. If you have a great peer group around you, they will cheer you on to be more. I cannot emphasize enough that having quality people in your life, and maybe even doing a little bit of a pruning of your peer group, is massive. It doesn't mean you have to be callous and cruel, but there might be some people in your life that you need to limit in terms of what you talk about and how you interact with them. Your core peer group, people that are around you on a regular basis, need to be high quality. And actually, as a coach, for example, part of your peer group are your clients. So you actually do need to have high quality clients. Cannot emphasize enough, you have a high quality peer group, creating the business you want, serving at a higher level, enjoying what you do becomes like just exponentially easier. So just think about who's around you and what you deserve. There's people on this call now, right? Tokka's come on the call earlier on. Kerry, who I know well. Laura, I don't know you so well. I apologise for that. Not yet. You're really high quality people. So you deserve to be around high quality people. It's a game changer. I can't emphasize enough. Being around high quality people is massive, right? So that's three. So name your dog, call your dog. Look at what creates and sustains energy for you, and peer group. Those are key foundational habits that you should be doing on a regular basis if you're a service provider, coach, speaker, whatever it is. There's two in terms of you then creating awareness of what you do. Well, the biggest problem with most people listening to this video, and actually partly me, is you're the best kept secret in the world. People don't know what you do, why you do it, the impact you have. And again, there's at least a couple of people already came on this call. I know you're phenomenal at what you do. So you need to let people know what you do. One of my favourite ways of doing that is providing high quality content. One of the reasons I'm doing this live now is people have got to experience what you're about, who you are, what you do, who you help, how you help them, what benefits they get. And one of the great ways of doing that is content. Now, whether that's live speeches, whether it's live onlines like this, whether it's webinars, whether it's video, whether it's audio, podcasts, blogs. Do you know what? My biggest recommendation to anyone that I work with is create content in a way that you enjoy. So I love live. I love doing this sort of live. I can't see anyone, which is a bit frustrating. I like Zoom better. I like live speeches better. But you know what? It's a way of interacting. We are so distracted by the modern world, by different sort of sources of content and different reference points, that it becomes difficult, right? So people will take a little bit longer to get to know you now. And we just have to accept that. Putting out high quality content from a place of service, while occasionally having calls to action. I'll do one at the end of this, which is what do you want to do next, is a great way of people deciding whether they want to work with you or not, particularly if you're really good at what you do. So high quality content, produced and distributed in a way that works for you. So like, I've got a big Facebook following. I've got a decent LinkedIn following. Probably more of my clients might be on LinkedIn. I like Facebook more. So I've got to be aware of where are my ideal clients sitting, what channels they're sitting in. Let me produce one bit of content and distribute it into many different forms. Cool. That's content. If I was starting a business from scratch now, number 5 would be my main source of focus, and it's what I call gifted referrals. So one of the most sort of ickiest or things that really grated with me was the concept of, I'm doing this, let me ask my mates for referrals. Do you know anyone that might want to work with me? And you know what? That's for me the wrong way around, because what I'm doing is I'm asking for favours, and for me that I'm never going to do that because I don't feel right about doing it. So what gifted referrals are is you look in, it's the importance of networks, going back to point 3 again. High quality network. Think about who is it in your network that know people that you would normally be really good at helping. And what you do is you give them an opportunity to be Father Christmas or someone else giving out presents, which is, I work with these sort of people. I work with them in this way, and this is the benefits they get. You might know someone like that. I am happy to gift time with me, aka a lot of value, probably hundreds of pounds worth of value. I won't charge them for working with me for a short period of time. If at the end of it they decide they want to continue to become a paid client, that's fine. But equally, if they just get a lot of value from me, really enjoy it, and maybe rave about me to other people, that's fine too. It's called a gifted referral. So basically what I'm now doing is I'm going out to my network and saying, hey, this is what I do, this is who I help, this is how I help them, this is the benefits they get. Would you like to be an awesome person and gift value to your friends in your network? And I can help them, and then some of them might decide to work with me. So that way, that way, the problem with coaching is a lot of people don't really know what coaching is. They particularly don't know what coaching is like with you. It applies to other forms of consultancy as well. Give them experience of it. Don't use the word free. It's not free because you're investing time, they're investing time. Give them the experience, give them the gift, give them value. Let them decide what they want to do. We don't do cheesy, salesy pitching. What we do is give them the experience of working with you, and then they can decide what's right for them. And we can talk through what's right for them. So that's number 4. And then number 5. Sorry, that was number 5, sorry. Then there's 2 bonus ones. I got confused. Now, the 2 bonus ones are, as a coach, it's really important to track leads, to work through. So one of the biggest mistakes I made as a coach was when I created leads and opportunities, I wasn't great at following through them, because sometimes people are busy, they don't reply, not yet, you get ill, stuff goes on with them, and so stuff drops off the radar. So having some sort of process where you are tracking your interactions with people and where they're at is massively useful. I use something called Trello. I move cards around to work out where people are at. Every day I always start at what I call the business end, which is people that are close to making a decision, yes or no coaching with me, right the way back to what I call cold leads. So that's the last thing I'll look at, because cold calling and cold leads is for me like, ugh. tracking leads, tracking prospects. Your duty, and particularly in the coaching space, is to help people to come to a clear yes or no, which is best for them. You're not selling to them. What you're doing is helping them to bring awareness to their situation, bring awareness to you and your value, and also what potential investment is, and to help them make a decision that's best for them. And if you leave them in maybe space, you don't serve them. So maybe because of ego or fear of rejection, you don't push it too far, and so they stay in maybe space. Actually, they're better off saying no to you, and then they can move on and do something else. So actually, your job is to take any potential lead through to a yes or no in an efficient and quick fashion at the right pace for the client. So that's bonus sort of habit number 6. Bonus habit number 7 is tracking cash. So particularly as a coach, sometimes I get paid up front, sometimes I get paid monthly. Normally I like getting paid up front because it's a more clear commitment. I convert everything into a monthly equivalent. So then I've got a very clear track on where my business is. I've got a clear track on invoicing. I've got a clear track on who's paid, who hasn't paid, who do I need to invoice. But I'm turning all my business into what's the monthly equivalent I'm getting paid, because as that starts to increase, I know that my business is increasing. Whereas if you've got a mix of monthly payments, upfront payments, it can get very, very confusing. And you need to create a good relationship with money. Money is just a reflection of the value you take out into the world. It's no more than that. What you charge as a coach or a speaker or consultant is purely what you decide to charge as a coach or consultant speaker. I would argue it's a function of how good you are, the quality of clients you work with, the quality of the interaction, and probably just, quite frankly, what you're prepared to ask for. So those are 7 habits. So the 5 core ones, which I think as a service provider, look, it's not the only way of doing it. All I'm saying is I created a 6-figure business that way, and I've helped other people become very successful. You might not want a 6-figure business, that's fine, but you probably want to have a business that pays you good money so you can focus on being you. You don't have to worry about money, and you can serve the people you want to serve. That's, for me, success. The 5 habits I don't think you can get away from are: name your dog, call your dog. So be the best version of you, condition that person, bring that person out often, understand how that person appears. Be really clear on what feeds your energy and have great energy. Really work on having a high quality peer group. That actually relates to other elements as well. Produce high quality content in a way that you feel happy with and that you enjoy, and distribute that amongst many channels to give people the opportunity to see it. Work on gifted referrals, so give value to your network, to people that you want to work with, and just serve them. Some of them will become paid clients, many of them will not. It's fine. 2 bonus habits: track your leads, make sure that you help them to become a clear yes or no as quickly as is right for them, and track your cash. So basically turn everything into, I think, a monthly equivalent income. So for example, if you get paid 12 grand up front, but it's over a 6-month period, that's 2 grand a month. That's not what I call my monthly equivalent. So then you're measuring everything on the same thing. You don't have apples and oranges. You know exactly where your business is, and you know whether it's growing or contracting. And also, the thing I'd say is, look, just give yourself some space. If I was going to give one advice to a coach or a speaker out there, is focus on service. Focus on being you and helping others, and the rest will look after itself. As long as you're happy to serve deeply, and then also happy to offer what you do on a paid basis, you will win. It will work. What I'm going to be doing later on today and over the next few days is talking a bit more about what I do. And I'm changing very slightly I'm changing quite radically how I interact with people. I still have my high-end one-to-one coaching service, but there are a number of modules that I'm going to offer in terms of whether you want to be part of a community and get access to all the content I've ever created, whether you want some group coaching, whether you want one-to-one coaching, whether you want to come on some live day experiences with me, whether you want help with implementation. All of that's going to be available. And you know what, if none of it's appropriate, just carry on enjoying my live videos and lives and Q&As and stuff, I'm cool with that, right? If you take whatever you can from it. And But if you want to work with me and you're not, and you maybe not sure, maybe you are sure, just reach out and let's have a chat. I do believe, without blowing too much smoke up my own backside, that I do things the right way, and also I found a way that it works from the right way. And for some of you, that might be exactly what you're reading, what you need right now. Like I needed back in 2014, I would have needed me, and it does work. You being you does work. You don't have to do spammy bullshit crap. So trust me on that one. Kerry, thank you very much for the love. Yeah, enjoy your festive season 2, and the rest of you watch the video. Thank you for watching for 20 minutes. I always go a bit longer on lives than I intend to, but we will talk soon. Bye for now.